very acclaimed black intellectual Charleston White has had some things to say about that gang topic. He said that American gangs, the Bloods and the Crips, are way more effective than the Ku Klux Klan ever was in terms of basically destroying the fabric of black culture. Can we get some thoughts on that? I'd love to know what everybody says about that.
I will put them, listen, and I like the way you came with that because it need to be addressed.
I would just love to know.
Even though it was a white guy's ploy, but it's a good one. I wouldn't say more, but I would say they goddamn in the same lane. I'm not going to fight that.
The Klan has basically been marginalized. It doesn't seem like they have much going on, right?
What do I always say about Martin Luther King? And I say it. I don't know if you ever heard me say this.
No.
I say Martin Luther King, what I wouldn't have done is died for the cause he died from, knowing what I know now.
Right.
Why? He fought for segregation.
No, integration.
Anyway, he fought for desegregation, right?
Right.
And what did we do? This man died at 39, 40, left his wife and kids behind. Blood, we better not catch you at that school. Cuz we better not catch you at that park. We turn around and segregate ourselves. Literally. It's literally places where people say, man, don't go over there, the Bloods over there, or the Pirus over there, or the Crips is over here. Earlier today, when you told me, I said, y'all going to where? I said, you can't go over there, right? So it's kind of like, and like, I was a part of that problem, right? And I don't fight Charleston White on that. Because I feel like
that the Bloods and Crips did more damage
because
than
I can't lie. When I get up and I leave my home, and I'm going places, if I see a group of white people, right, I don't think problem.
Right.
But if I see a group of black people, I prepare myself that it might be a problem.
Gotcha.
But I'm gonna let y'all talk about it. I don't disagree with them.
Yeah. I disagree with that because after Dr. King died in 1968, and there were a lot of uprisings going on in this country. Black people were fighting back against white supremacy, and that was a threat to this society. And the federal government, the FBI, put out memos. They had the COINTELPRO program, and they said, hey, we can't have this stuff going on. We got to do something about these black youths. They're too smart. They're getting on cold with each other, and they're fighting against us. A good friend of mine, T. Rogers, who passed.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to T. Rogers, one of the smartest brothers I know. A lot of dudes who were in the streets, like Wack said, Wack was a straight A student. I know a lot of gangbangers, the smartest dudes you ever know. You go to jail with these dudes, they're like rocket scientists. The thing is, you create these circumstances to put these people in. And when you create certain circumstances, of course, people are going to act out a certain way with economic deprivation. On top of that, in the 1970s, they deliberately started to put these psychopathic drugs in the black community. During the 70s, Tookie and Raymond Washington and all those guys, they were all on sherm sticks and acid. That's why they were doing a lot of that crazy stuff. And not to excuse it, because you don't have to do that, but you don't have to put the drugs in the communities either. So we have to look at everything in the full context. How would these brothers act if it weren't for the drugs deliberately put in there, if it weren't for the economic deprivation, and if it weren't for the racial targeting? Because they had something called an alpha list out here in Los Angeles, where they had all of the top gang members on these lists where the LAPD was supposed to kill them. The NAACP and all of these people had to come out and stop them from having that alpha list. So there's the system of white supremacy that's governing all of this stuff.
Ooh, but listen, look, bro, I hear all that. So are we dumb enough not to know to touch these things, or were we just not strong enough?
No.
Yeah, if I could tackle that, right?
You know what I'm saying? Which one was it?
Yeah, when we talking about this, right, there's Europeans or white people have something called divide and rule policy. Divide and rule policy is something that they used in India, where they was able to divide India, where they would have one side of white people function and help us, one set of India, and then another side of white people function with another set of India, to keep them at odds to fight each other. And they didn't get free from that till about 1946, 44. You got Korea. The only reason Korea is a North and South Korea is because of divide and rule policy. The Russians decided to support one side, America decided to support another, and then they split. Divide and rule policy is what affects us today. Like, if we're talking about what is worse, the Klan or white supremacy versus the Bloods and the gangs, there isn't a torch that can handle it. Think about the death of Martin Luther King and Malcolm. That's a divide and rule policy. Most people looked at Martin as the peacemaker. So you had a set of black people went for the peacemaker. Then you had some that went with Malcolm because Malcolm appeared and looked more militant. He looked more stronger. And then both of them got killed from COINTELPRO, which is what Tariq Nasheed brought out. So now you got sets of black men.
Which is a form of the Klan.
Thank you. That's what all of this is like. We ain't
COINTELPRO.
J. Edgar Hoover and all of them.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
J. Edgar
right.
Hoover.
Right,
And that's
because
so
they never disbanded the Klan. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the Klan is the cop that pulls you
Right.
over. The Klan is your manager at Home Depot.
Right.
The Klan is everybody. That's everybody. Now, if you can function like that, you can still deal with them and sit next to them, conduct your business and smile and work with them just like they work with you. That's something that black people got to learn. If a white person wants to encourage or empower white, I'm not against that. I'm just against it when you tell us we can't empower black. We should be able to do that.
Everybody should be able to empower their own.
Thank you. But you know what the threat is? The threat is if we empower ourselves, it would be at the lessening of them. Because as long as we can be divided, you take them Bloods and Crips. Let me get back to that. So the Bible says the pressure make a wise man mad. So you kill Malcolm, you kill Martin. You flood us with those drugs, like you say. You put us in a state where we can't get jobs anymore. So now we're just stranded in the neighborhoods, have to work because this is a business. America is an economic country. And so now we ain't got this business, but this white man just gave me this drug. I don't want to sell it, but I ain't got no other choice.
Right.
I'm not excusing them doing it. They shouldn't have. But I can understand the root of the problem. So if we're talking about what's worse, that divide and conquer policy that the Europeans don't just implement with us, but implement with everybody, we're seeing the residuals and ripple effect. Blacks killing blacks is an act of civil war. And yes, we do harm to each other. But there ain't a greater murderer on the planet than the white man. I don't care where it is. There ain't a better strategist when it comes to destroying a village or a people and to get them to be sorry for it at the same time.
And when you had the Bloods and Crips getting together, having a peace treaty in the 90s, that was a threat because the minute they got together, they went after the white establishment, and that's what they don't want to have. So there's always that rift that they're trying to create.
Because can you imagine?
Hold on,
them two
Cap.
gangs
Hold
coming
on,
together?
Cap.
My
Hold
bad.
on, Cap. See, we can't do this. Because, see, listen, all right. White guy kills George Floyd, right?
Right.
Shut cities down. They loot. They march. All this, right?
But a lot of that looting was white folk.
Yeah.
Antifa.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of that looting was white folk.
Rodney King.
Okay.
They beat Rodney King right here in my neighborhood in the city of Pacoima, 4 miles from here. Foothill Police Station on the side of Hansardale Park. They went crazy. That's when, right? Now, how come when Big Sebo shoot the park up and kill little D and little B-Dog and then hit an innocent kid over there, why the community ain't marching and demanding that shooter be dealt with? Why is the only time we do that is when we feel like the so-called white man has done something to us?
Well, Debo is going to go to jail, number one. And
Not all the time.
if he gets caught,
yeah.
you're not walking around with bodies on you and everybody knows it and the cops ain't
What
doing
I'm
nothing to you.
saying is there's no outrage.
But they get arrested,
that's what I
and
was
if you
That's
go to
the
jail-
white man.
right?
That's the white man doing their job. What do we do? Because we get together and say, we finna go hit Rodeo. We about to go loot Beverly Hills because they killed Rodney King in Pacoima.
But that dude who's killing a kid, that's not a community thing. The community ain't co-signing
No,
that.
it was a straight bullet. He was
Right, that's what
gangbanging.
I'm saying.
We
the
back
whole
to Charleston
community, right, the whole community ain't backing up that guy. Nobody's co-signing this.
What
dude
are
killing
they
the kid.
doing?
Well, he gets arrested.
That's the white man
right?
doing his job.
Right.
What are we doing? And
But see how
I'm
you
listening.
said- but see how
and
you
I'm talking to y'all.
Right.
Yeah. This ain't even for the brother. He can't even answer the question. He a trick bag.
No, I'm not. I'm there. He gets arrested before we can do
That's
anything
the
to
white
him.
man. Bull.
Right.
Bull, that is a lie.
But when you think about
Really? Who's killing people? Who's killing people and walking around?
Know of somebody who was a terrorist in the hood and walked around and all they said was, Hey, homie, do about that bullshit, right?
And not if he's killing no kids.
No, bro, shit happens.
Because you go to jail. You know, in jail, people don't fuck around with dudes who kill kids
What
or
I'm
hurt
saying
kids.
is, he's not doing that intentionally, but we knew in the process of him killing Debo, we know a kid got hit. Right?
Usually
We know these
would-
things.
Usually
but
the hood
actions
will deal
the
with somebody
chil-
messing with a
when it
kid.
comes to
I'm
the kids, the
I'm
hood-
saying-
right.
Overall, when are we as a
And here's the
people
thing,
in our
and here-
community
here's the thing.
going to strike back at us?
Here's the thing. When we do strike back, when we do act as vigilantes, that becomes black on black crime again. Because
Right.
a lot
I
of
didn't say
times,
vigilantes.
a lot of times when we clap
But that's
back
the
at
only thing you
somebody,
will be able to
we're-
be as a
right.
vigilante.
I'm glad you said that.
But wait, before you
why
say-
are you thinking like that? You know why?
Why?
Because we have not sat down amongst ourselves and said, hey, we have to police ourselves. Right?
Hey,
wait,
well,
wait, wait.
We
Well,
get
good.
charged as criminals
Right.
and we
But
police
when the
ourselves.
Panthers-
Why
and the
does it
Panther-
have to be we got to do some vigilante type stuff?
That's what it is.
Well,
If you wanna-
that's the word that's used, but
that's-
what you're saying is what he's saying.
so
It's
there's no
like a
answer
different
to
word.
it?
It is. He's
I'm
answering
answering it.
The Panthers did it. They would police
Right,
themselves. They
right.
would do all of that themselves.
Right.
And then that still was a threat. Because if we show that we don't need white people to police us, then how can they ever infiltrate us and keep us down? They would never let us alone.
So you don't
Right.
you don't
But
believe?
wait, I wanted to say one. I was
Hold on,
wanted to say
wait,
one
wait,
thing.
Cap.
Go ahead.
We need the white people to police us, right?
No, we
No.
don't. No, we
What
don't.
you mean?
We don't need
You
the white
just
people
said,
to put.
well,
No,
who's gonna police us?
we can. What I said was when
You
we
know who
did
need
it,
to police us?
Who?
You punk motherfuckers out there telling them kids. Nah, hold on.
Okay.
Y'all in the neighborhood. You telling them kids 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old who don't have a felony.
Right.
Stay in the hood. Push the hood. Do the things we hood doing. But the minute somebody like me tell them, go to the police academy. You tell them they a snitch. You tell them they ain't no good. They can't come back. The minute I tell them, go to the military. Right? Oh, you's a buster. You ain't this. You ain't about that life. See, if we get enough of our people
Right.
going to the police academy or going to the military, coming back out of the military and maybe entering law enforcement, then we stop having a complaint that Opie pulled us over, acting all nervous, and shot us for no reason because your nephew, and my nephews and cousins, they grew up around us, so they know how to deal with us. They not nervous like that talking to us, right? But you know where it's starting? It's starting in the streets on the block. These so-called OGs. See, being an OG is telling them, go to school. Learn how to read and write. Being an OG is telling them, yeah, go to the police academy. Come back with those credentials.